Muffin Button, watch out. I hope you like Future Hickory.
Hi, Daddy.
I've left the Rod Hollow Shelter and I am in the roller coaster section of the AT, heading north as I've been doing for the last 5 months, and 30 miles outside of Harper's Ferry, and the sun is just coming up. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, so looking forward to that. The roller coaster section so far I would describe as Pennsylvania with hills thrown in. And just before I hit the roller coaster section, of course, there were bog boards. And so I had to kind of walk over those. It was still dark. And to make it even worse, there were wet leaves that covered the bog boards. So it was kind of next level, let's get hickory kind of thing. But I made it successfully without falling because I took it slow. And I'm not sure, there could be more, but at least it'll be in the daytime. You know, when I saw them, I figured bog boards were done, but when I saw them walking out of camp this morning, it's like, oh really? Okay, we're not done, are we? So it was just a reminder, the trail's not done with me. And so the sun is not quite up over this horizon, or at least my view, but it's getting there. And like I said, the roller coaster's next 13 miles of personal anguish for me. So it's really gonna put the nail in the coffin on my shoes, because they got about 900 miles on them. And the holes are getting bigger, and I'm sure the soles, the bottoms of them are just totally shot, but they'll make it 30 miles. So we're going to get on down the trail, and a lot of thoughts I'm going to share with you, Future Hickory. So I'll see you down the trail. Onward. All right, this is for you, Future Hickory. If you're watching a few years from now, you'll know what I'm talking about already. I came out here with a lot of reasons why. None of them were really deep or serious. My number one was I needed an adventure and a challenge. And I can tell you, yeah, the AT provided. The trail provides. I got that. There were maybe half a dozen otherwise. Tribute to my mom. I wanted to challenge myself, like I said. And I had some self-doubt about what I was able to do at this, let's call it, season of life. So I'm in the last 2 days, and the self-doubt should be gone. I'll know in the coming months if that's true or not. But this hike isn't about, for me, about some personal achievement that I want to be remembered for. That really is not of importance to me. I don't want to be remembered as the guy that successfully hiked the AT. I don't care really if it's ever brought up in a conversation at all, because that's not what this has become for me. It's really about future hickory, and the trail being the catalyst for who I want to be. So it's always been here. I think the trail just reminded me of what my purpose should be, and brought it out and put it in the forefront. And all this probably sounds a little confusing, but this isn't about just a walk in the woods. It's about the next generation, and I want to throw in the word legacy, but not as it relates to a list of lifelong achievements, like career, job, awards, whatever. So, more thoughts. I got to get up this hill. So I imagine people come out here for a lot of different reasons, and I don't know what they are. I really didn't have a whole lot of conversations about that with other thru hikers, but some come out here for maybe searching for something, searching for answers. Others may be running from something or someone or something in their life, and some just to let things go. And I had one of those whys. It wasn't at the top of my list, but sometimes you have to realize you can't live in the past. You got to let some thoughts and feelings go and move on. But the legacy part of this, like I said before, isn't the actual thru hike. It's who I'm going to be on the end of this thing when I exit and get back into real life. And The legacy part I've realized is more of a living legacy while I'm here. And it's about kind of, I think, channeling a little bit of what's been inside me. And I get it from, my mom and my dad. And my mom was all about generosity and kindness, and later on in life about courage and bravery. My dad, I saw him as an example of character and integrity, and just his behavior was all about perseverance, grit, grinding it out, hard work, dedication, resilience. So that's what I want to be an example of when I get out of here. I might have been a little bit of that before, but I want to be more so. So I want to bring that out and be kind of like that living legacy for my daughters. And it's not something I sit down with them and say, okay, here's what I learned, and here's who I want to be. It's living it out and just letting them observe, like I did with my parents. Like, I don't really remember a whole lot of things that my parents said. It was more of what they did and who they were. So that's what I remember. And that's what I've got to be for my two daughters. So this late season of life does have a purpose. And I got that sense of purpose out here on the trail. And that's kind of the gift of the trail. I thought it was going to be one thing, and it became something else. So what happens out here is 95% of it you really don't see. There's a huge blockage up here. I went through one of these yesterday. I'll show you in a minute. And it was just, there weren't even any side trail detours around what I went through yesterday. I just had to be a thru hiker and go right through it. But you can, I'll get closer. Oh, nope, that's not even on the trail, but I had something like this on the trail. I'm going down a switchback, so it curves around, but I had something like this on the trail, and there wasn't even any way around it. I had to go through it. But so you have 95% of this is grinding it out. It's the stuff you don't see. The other 5% of this thru hike are just the moments of wonder and awe-inspiring visuals that you get when you, let's say, summit Katahdin or go across Franconia Ridge in the Presidentials, and the Balds here in Virginia, Roan Mountain, and there were quite a few of them. They're just, I don't want to say jaw-dropping, but you're almost speechless when you just see the, what the earth and nature is all about. And it's those moments that start, I think, the wheels turning in your brain, and you start to, like I said, you kind of feel insignificant, and you realize there's something big out there, and you just start to think about things. So to come out here, it will open things up for, I can't speak for anybody else but me, but it opened things up for me, because once you get outside of your normal routine, and you get to a place of awe and wonderment, and that's visually speaking, but it also has a mental effect. It goes deeper than that, and it's hard to describe until you kind of have to experience it. And it doesn't have to be on a thru hike. You just have to get to that place where you can day hike Roan Mountain or the Balds in Virginia and get the same sense of how grandiose everything is outside your little world. And it will start you thinking about your own path. And that's what it did for me. So this trail has been not the end of something, it's the beginning of something for me. That later season of life, I think it was good that I experienced all this. Like I said, I wasn't running from anything or searching for anything, but it just kind of opened up my brain, my thoughts, my emotions, and now I got to do something about it. Muffin and Button, watch out. I hope you like Future Hickory. All right, onward. In what very well could be the final installment of I'd Tent That. Right off the trail in the roller coaster section, I think I've got room for about 3 tents, and you got one right here, and then there's room for maybe 2 tents back here. Mostly free of roots, smooth, flat. It's kind of amazing. Trees above look pretty good. No views, no water close by, but there has been a lot of water sources past one maybe half mile back, so that's convenient enough. If you know about these coming in, you can stop for water, and that's no problem. There's a little fire ring back there. No place to sit. I'm not sure about cell coverage. That's a bonus anyway. So flatness, smoothness, safety. I'm not going to say it's completely private because it's probably 30 feet off the trail, but not bad. It's tucked back in there, especially that one back there. We're going 8 out of 10. That's one of the better ones. I like it. So, and it's undocumented, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember seeing this on the Gut Hook app. So, thumbs up for that one. Let's go. Onward. That tent site, that was just on I-10th. That was documented. It was on Gut Hook. And it turns out there's an even closer water source than what I thought. So even though it's documented, it still qualifies. Still make it an 8 out of 10. I really liked it. So we're going up another quarter mile to the top of Buzzard Hill. Onward. And that sign is officially the end of the roller coaster. It took about 8 hours. It was grueling, slow pace, rocky. Must have been a dozen ups and downs, but we're going onward. It's about 2:30. So let's go. All right, toward the end of the day, and I'm a few tenths of a mile away from my final destination, which is the David Lesser Memorial Shelter, which would make it kind of like a 21-mile day. So it's almost 5:30, so an 11-hour day. But this is my final night on the AT, and it was really hard to concentrate on, let's say, enjoy the final full day because of that roller coaster section. It's like Pennsylvania with hills. So just like back in Pennsylvania, my brain had to concentrate on where my next few steps were going to be on the trail. It was very rocky, and it still is, going into West Virginia. I think it'll leave me with 9 miles to go, but I really didn't get to reflect on a whole lot outside of early this morning. And now that my legs are fried, my focus is getting some water and some food and laying down, rest up for the home stretch. So I ran into a southbound flip flopper, let's say. Had finished the northern leg, and it just came out of, I think it came out of Harper's Ferry going south. So he just started the southern leg, got 1,000 miles to go. And we crossed paths, and he stopped and said, I think I know you. And his name was Perfect Timing. And he said, yeah, I kind of remember exactly where I saw you. And I didn't remember him too much. But he was happy for me because it was my next to last day. And we just had a good conversation about post-trail, being on the trail. When you get the question when you're near the end, what are you feeling? He said the same thing I said a few days ago. It's like, that's a big question. It's really complicated. And it still is. I'm gonna miss it.